Today we're gonna be hanging out here at Echo Lake inside Disney's Hollywood Studios. Hi everybody and welcome to the world of Micah. Today we're gonna be traveling around Echo Lake where I'm gonna show you guys things you might not have noticed and some secret things they put here on this awesome little area in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about the inspiration for Echo Lake. In Los Angeles, California, there is actually a Echo Park that was dedicated and opened to the public in 1895. And here at Disney's Hollywood Studios back in 1989, the Disney Imagineers wanted to pay tribute to that park by opening up Echo Lake. And the first stop's gonna be right here on the corner of Echo Park Drive and Keystone Street. So 1923 was the year that Walt Disney moved from Kansas City to Los Angeles with his brother Roy with $40 and a dream. And they found an office space garage at 4406 Kingswell Avenue. And a lot of people claim that this is where the Walt Disney Company originated. And over here at Echo Lake, they pay tribute to that office. Right here at the Holly-Vermont Realty, Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And the reason they called it Holly-Vermont is because Hollywood is obviously the central location in Los Angeles, and Vermont Avenue runs perpendicular to Kingswell, which is Kingswell Avenue, where the office that Walt and Roy rented from. And right above the door, it says office space for rent. That's kind of signifying that Walt has already moved on to the next location of the Walt Disney Company. And if you're curious about the rent, it was $10 a month. And then the next spot from that is literally to the left at Peavy's Polar Pipeline, which pays tribute to Alan Arkin's character Peavy from the Disney film The Rocketeer. And I have done several videos showcasing Peavy's Polar Pipeline, but I'm gonna show it on this video because it does fit in with Echo Lake. Look at the sign, it screams The Rocketeer with the colors and the overall look. And there's even the Rocketeer's jetpack and helmet over here, still intact after all these years. It's a nice little photo op. Right here is a dance studio that pays tributes to that era of where you would go and audition for a dance studio and hopefully find yourself in some moving pictures. But to the right, over here at 1928 Keystone Street, is the office of private investigator Mr. Eddie Valiant from the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit. First, let's talk about the address, 1928. That was supposedly the year that Mickey Mouse was invented, so a nice little throwback hidden gem from the Imagineers there. And then directly below is Eddie Valiant's office. You can see Roger Rabbit busting through the window there, just like he did at Acme Studios in the film. It's kind of neat. I kind of like that little hidden window they have here for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I also love that across the way from it is the Maroon Studios billboard. They're kind of always looking at each other, as they should. Here at Hollywood and Dine, this was modeled after a cafeteria that once stood at 1725 North Vine near Hollywood Boulevard. And that cafeteria, Roy and Walt would often visit and get basically some meat and some vegetables, as I read on the internet. Continuing moving down Keystone Street, right up here, you can see there is office space for rent, 75 cents a day or $5 a week, hot and cold water, but the sign to the right states that they do not want any actors. And there's a reason for that. So back in the day in Hollywood, a lot of actors would not be able to rent spaces because the landlords there didn't necessarily trust the actors, knowing that they might skip out on rent or host some wild parties, because back in the day everybody was trying to be an actor just like they are today, and they were a dime a dozen, so the landlords really didn't trust their profession of choice. And moving down the street now, we are making our way into the Echo Lake apartments, and there's some really cool hidden things over here at the apartments. Now obviously you're not able to get inside, but to the right, check this out, there's all kinds of different names on these mailboxes, and one particular name right here, Mr. T. Kirk. Well, that man, Tim Kirk, was the production set designer and art director for the Great Movie Ride and the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. So the next time you visit Echo Lake Apartments, come over here and give Mr. T. Kirk a thumbs up, because he gave us some really cool shows and attractions. Thanks, man. And if you've never got a chance to visit the Primetime Cafe, well, you're missing out on a whole lot of good food and atmosphere. If you're gonna eat here and you've never been here before, I highly recommend getting the sampling of Mom's favorites. It's fried chicken, pot roast, and traditional meatloaf, all with the fixings, and you get a pretty good amount of food. Also, get the peanut butter and jelly milkshake here. You'll thank me later. Next spot is gonna be here at Dinosaur Gerties Ice Cream of Extinction, which pays tribute to California crazy architecture, which is architecture that in California became a popular thing. They would make ice cream and different donut places and different kind of restaurants out of the most weird and unique things. But this also pays tribute to Gertie the dinosaur, which was one of the first animated dinosaurs, if not the very first animated dinosaurs that captured audience's attention in 1914. There's a nice little plaque here talking about Gertie. Oh, and they're also talking about the style of the building. The theme style is known as California Crazy. It was popular in the 1930s. So basically what they would do is they would pick architecture things that would catch people's attention. Like if you were driving on the side of the highway and saw this big dinosaur, you'd want to stop and see what they have to offer, right? But here at Dinosaur Gerties Ice Cream of Extinction, you're gonna get some ice cream here, because I think the Disney Imagineers wanted to say the backstory was the Ice Age and not the asteroid. Maybe I'm just making that up, but I could have sworn I've read that somewhere once upon a time. And if you're wondering what kind of ice cream they have here, they have the classic Mickey's ice cream bar or the ice cream sandwich. You can also get a waffle cone or an ice cream cup, and it's available in vanilla, chocolate, and swirl. Nothing but the classics here at Dinosaur Gerties. And be sure to find Gertie's footprints also when you're over here, because she made some earth-shattering steps to get to her location. Right across the way, you see the Dockside Diner, which used to be called Men in Bill's Dockside Diner. They have changed the name, but some of the theming is still there. So originally this was called Men in Bill's Dockside Diner, named after the 1930 MGM film starring Wallace Beery and Marie Dressler. The box here still says Men in Bill's Dockside Diner, and on these little crates you can sometimes see little hidden things paying tribute to old films. I always said they ought to retheme this to Steamboat Willie's and make it a Steamboat Willie themed ship. That'd be kind of cool, right? See right over here, shipped to Rick Blame at Rick's Cafe, Casablanca, Barranco. That pays tribute to Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca. Now, if you guys know what this is paying tribute to, comment below. George Bailey, 320 Sycamore, Bedford Falls, New York. Comment below and let me know if you know what that is referencing to. For as long as I can remember, this Dockside Diner has been here, and it's always a cool thing to see. I just hope it doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. And the next spot is going to be right below and to the left of this Maroon Studios sign featuring Baby Herman, Roger Rabbit, and Jessica Rabbit. There's a cosmetic and dentistry office here. And here's the door for the Glamour Saloon, but to the right, you can see that not only the Glamour Saloon is here, but there's also a dentist, Mr. C. Howie Pullum, DDS, Miss Ruth Canal, and Dr. Les Payne. These are classic little Disney things. I love how they put the puns on the names. And it's tucked away right over here. And showcasing the theming from the 1930s and 40s, they have a little sign showing that this glamour salon gives perms. Well, you guys, we did it. We successfully walked all the way around Echo Lake here and found some hidden details you might not have noticed. Which means it's time to say goodbye. But if you enjoyed this episode, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button because it's free and it'll keep you updated with my latest video. Also, if you would like to get a notification via email when I release a brand new episode, ring that notification bell. And if you would like to support this channel, please visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/worldofmicah. We're donating $1 a month. You can help fund episodes just like this. And the next time you or your family visit Echo Lake, be sure to stop by all the spots I showed you today because they're really cool little hidden details. I'll see you on the next episode of World of Micah, everybody. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.